Hi, everybody. I am, hi. I don't know what I'm doing this morning. I am going to start my video series on how to make the altered book. And I seem to be really, really close to the camera today, and I'm going to have to do some changing on that to keep that from happening. But the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to change the book. And I have a little old lightweight book here that's really in bad shape, as you can see. The spine's been taped on. It's flat. It's a crossword puzzle book from way back. So I have decided that in order to support it, I'm going to put it on a piece of cardboard. Now, you don't have to do this if you've got a fairly good spine, but I'm going to do it just because it's going to make it look a little better. And I really should paint that, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my spine down on this cardboard. And I'm just going to use a little of my glitter glue here and go around it and just nail it down to this board. Or nail it down, glue it down to this board. And I'm going to put some glue all over it. And then we'll just set this book right back on it and line it up and press it down. And at this point you would want to let it dry, but I'm going to go ahead with mine because I think I can keep it on there while I'm showing you the other steps that you have to take. The next thing you want to do is, as you can see, our book is laying really flat, and we want it to be, why I'm close to that. I don't know how to change that. So anyway, the next step that we want to take is you want to go into the front of your book, and I've got pages earmarked here that I have already torn to take out. And I'm just going to grab up quite a few of them here, and I've got them torn already. If I can get to all of them, there we go. And I'm going to rip these pages out of this book just like that. I'm just going to take them out halfway down, to the center. And then I'm going to go to the back of the book, and I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick up these pages and I'm going to rip them in half. And I'm going to put them right here. And now we have created some give in our book with it. But what we're going to do is actually make this so that these pages will create a hump in the book. So we're going to take our glue, and I usually use my Mod Podge for this. You can use any kind of glue you want to. I just use Elmer's glue, and I'll get it out here. And I don't have a whole lot of it left, so we may have to do some switching around, but I'll get my brush out here if it's not dried completely stiff, and it has. I forgot to take it downstairs, which is not a good idea. So let me find something else to put this glue on with. Yeah. Here we go. I'll get this brush right here. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we're going to take these pages, and we're going to start right here, and we're going to start gluing these pages back in. Just like that, right on top of that piece that we pulled, that we tore. And I add some to the spine, may add a little tape there even here in a minute. But I'm going to come out with this one. And bring it down to this next page and glue it a little farther out, just like you were Mod Podging paper together, just like you always do. And just keep building in that spine area with your papers. And every now and then I'm just going to step out and pull one out a little bit so that the book arches down just a tad. And so we're going to put some more on here. Glue it. And then the next one, glue it down. Aw, come loose. Come loose, come loose. Can't get my hands to work. So I hope everybody's doing fine today. This is kind of tedious, the tedious part of the book. But once you get this done, it makes it look so much better. And I'm going to put that one a little more to the center. And then that one in there. Come back. And try to keep them down straight as you can. I need a little more glue right there. Right there. And we may have to tear out some more. It's not unusual if you do. Okay. Now, let's see how that did. We want to go about right there. And see, that gives me a little slight hump. It's not as big as I'd like for it to be. So I'm going to go over a little bit farther in the book. And I'm going to pull out another section, just like I did. And we're going to do another one. So right here, we're just going to start gluing these down right on this page. And just glue them into the center. And it really doesn't take a lot of glue because you're going to glue the whole thing down anyway around all the edges and seal this book in. So it doesn't have to be a lot of fancy gluing. It can just be glued, except I need to turn those over. I like the straight edge up against the spine. And then get those down again. And some more. Just add them back, because what you're doing is you're adding that arch to your book. And add them back. And they don't have to be perfectly straight even, because your edges are going to be fairly covered with all of your decorations and things. So, okay, that is the back of the book. And I think that probably is enough. We're going to turn it over and see. And there we go. We've got a nice little arch going right there. And you see the hump in it? We've got a nice little hump on that part of it. So now we're going to go over here where we done it again. And we're going to put these pages back in. Really, I should have started from the bottom so that they're laying down here. And I'm just going to do it right like this, because I want my hump right there. Add that one back. And then smear another little bit there and add another one down. And come out, and I'll put one right here. Just kind of bring it out to the edge just a little. And then add some more. And add in a couple more pages. I'm going to try to keep these videos under 30 minutes. So there will be a series of these. That way I can upload them faster and you all can see them quicker. It takes forever to get them uploaded to YouTube. And so this is what we're going to do until I can get things going a little better maybe. And I'm still having trouble with my satellite and my Wi-Fi, and for the life of me, it doesn't seem to want to cooperate with me. So, okay, pull that down, and let's see how we've gone. We've got a pretty good hump going there. We'll put a little more right here, right on the top of this one. And come out. I'll put that last one right there. And then I want to glue this page down to all those pages. And there we have created a nice hump there. We can go down and we could do it one more time. Go down a few pages, tear them out. And again, just start adding them back. This is what takes up most of the time. And this is what takes up, you have to let this book dry for quite some time. You can work on it for any number of time, any amount of time after you glue it. But then when you get done, you have to really let it dry because you're going to put a lot of moisture in this old book. So you have to give it time to dry and set. But it's really pretty when they're done. I just love doing these. And so I hope you all enjoy it too. It's just really fun to do. I don't know. I just like that they're fast to create and you're making something pretty that you can set on your table or you can give as a gift or you can, just really enjoy. I made a Christmas one and I have it on my dining room table as my Christmas centerpiece, and it's just so pretty and I'm just, I'm really proud of it. So, yeah, they're just fun to do. So, okay, now we're going to put some glue all the way to this edge because we're going to glue this and this together, and that is going to put that hump down right there. And there we go. We've made a nice little humped up book instead of a flat one. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's now got an arch in it. So now the thing you want to do is you want to glue your front pages to the front of your book. Just right in here. And said it doesn't take a lot because they're not going to go anywhere. You're just, it's going to be a solid piece. So put that down right there. And then You can just kind of slightly bring them in. You can work with them a little bit. Doesn't hurt to work with them a little bit. Okay, we've got our book secured, except for the gessoing, and we're going to do a little. I got to come in to the center of this now. This is the front. This is our center of our book. So now we're going to pick up 3, 4 pages in the center on each side. And you can tear these any way you want to. You don't have to tear them, but I kind of like to tear them and give them some little pocket places, or places that you can put flowers and that kind of thing. So I'm going to take up the first page or two, and I am going to actually, I think I may just fold it in. No, let me look. No, I want to tear them. I'm going to take these up, and I'm going to tear this one from this corner, and I'm just going to raggedy it up and down. So we've got this. And then I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to tear from this corner upward, upward, kind of like that. Okay, then I'm going to scrunch them all up. Let's give them a good scrunching. So you got some height in your book. And you can go down a couple more pages if you want to and scrunch them. And over here, we can do a couple more. Just give them some scrunching. And then flatten it out. And that's just going to add a little texture to your book. And that is how you start the altering shape. And you see how it makes little nooks and crannies in your paper. You can lift this up and you can put a little glue right here. Push that down. Glue it there. You can leave one folded back. Roll it back and tuck it here. You hold it a minute. Probably use something besides Elmer's glue. Would be a little faster to dry. Now, let's get some glue out here. Put that down there. And that one down there. And that one stuck, but we're going to stick another one right here with it. And hold it down just a minute. And see this big pocket we've made here? Those are for your little flowers and embellishments and those kind of things. And then down here, let's see, we can take this one and push it right down into this center section and turn it in, that little spiky piece. My glue is running out because I'm holding my bottle upside down. Then we're going to put one maybe up here, give that in a little spot. And we're going to build this top up just a little with all of this. So this side I don't have near as many pages, so we're going to do a little bit quicker job over here. And you just do them however you want to. This is where your creativity is going to start coming in. And go down and stay down. And okay, we've got those glued. And now we have to let that dry just a little bit. So I'm going to leave it there for a minute, and I'm going to get some lace because we're going to start on the next side of it, and that's putting a little lace around the edges so that you can start gessoing. And let me find a piece here that I want to work with. We've got some gauze we could put in it. And I've got this right here, which would go down both sides of my book. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to lift this book up right in here. And I'm going to put this lace right in here and that area and cut it to fit. Let's see, I'll get over here where you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to lay that lace across that book. Just measure it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Cut it to fit. And I usually do this with hot glue, but I'm going to put some of this silicone glue on it. The fabric tack. Mine's Beacon fabric tack, and it really pours out, so I have to watch it. But I'm going to just pour some glue across there. If I can get it to come back down now. There we go. And just run a bead down it and put all of those pages right down on top of that lace. Just stick them down. And then we can lift it up and we can go underneath it just a little bit and stick it back down. And there we've added some lace to that side. Now we're going to turn it around here and we're going to do the same thing. Don't you run out on me. And so I'm going to lift this up several pages down. Lay that bead of glue right there. That's all over my finger. Put the lace on it. Run a little bit more on the top. This glue is just bubbling out all over everywhere. Burnt my bottle. Run that bead like that. Now I'm going to burp it again. Quit easing out. And I'm going to glue that down. And then you see how my edges are curling up? I'm loving that. And I don't know why they're doing it, but I want it to keep on. So I'm going to just work these edges until they start coming up. So that is, you know, just kind of make it look like it's curling right in. And okay, and now at this point is when you start gessoing. Quit it. That glue. It's just, I've got a volcano of glue. A big volcano of glue. Okay, where's my lid for that? Yeah, baby wipe. See if I can wipe some of that off. Okay, now we've got our edges of our book with some lace. Got to trim that edge. And you know, you can put pieces of lace up in here to go along with your flowers. So don't get ready to throw that away yet, because this is just the crown of our book. And now we're going to gesso all of this so that it gets real stiff. And so my gesso is over here. And again, I'm not prepared, and I don't even know if I've got enough made to do it. Maybe. That is, maybe. We're going to give it a whirl. So I'm just going to start painting this on and down in the crannies and in there. Doesn't take a whole lot, but the place you want it is wherever you want your book pages to curl. You will want to add some gesso to get the corners to curl up, or however you want to manage them, because this helps stiffen all the pages, and these pages are brittle, so it needs a little extra help. And then once we get all this top done, I will have to get the stuff, make some my baby powder out and make some gesso tonight and have this ready to go again for tomorrow. So we've got part of that side done. We'll put some right down the center of this spine, right in through there. Now this doesn't mean you have to leave all this. If you don't like the way it looks when you get to starting, you can take some of that down. You can push it down. You can do whatever you want to with it. But right now we're going to just try to gesso it in and work on those edges. Make sure you work on the edges and get your pages however you want them. And I'm liking that full page look, so I'm going to smear some gesso down in there, and we're going to start curling them inward to about right there, and lift these edges up in the corners just a little and let them dry. I can get some more out of there. Come on, a little bit more. My bottle's empty. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Gonna have to make a run to either make some or make them run to town. So, anyway, here we go. We're gonna get this corner and pull it up. Let those pages curl, and the same way here. And then what you want to do is you want to take your gesso, and after you get that done, and you can see I didn't cover it all over, but what you want to do is you want to go around the edges of your book and gesso everything around the edges of your book. Just glue it. And you can add a little glue to that if you want to. But you want to just put, and I like to put it on my lace. My lace may not be quite dry enough to do that yet, but that's going to stiffen your lace, and it's going to give it, let this dry a little bit in between. You don't have to rush it like I'm doing, but, we want to put you didn't even see any of that, but I just put some gesso right along the edge of my book and on my lace, just like that. And that's going to help stiffen that lace so that it lays stiff and stays stiff. And then you go right around the edges of your book, and I don't know if I can get enough to do that. Show you one more time or not. So here we go. We're going to go right around the edges of this book and seal this up in here with our gesso. And seal it up here with our gesso. And that is all we need to get done to build your base. That is all you need to do. That whole process is all that it takes to do it. And I know I went through that real fast. My first one took me hours to do. Yes, I can. But I have shown you some cut corners too, because the project video that I done was long and involved on the gluing and putting it back together. And I see no reason for it. You can gesso that down, and it's going to stay. It's going to stay. So um, that's where I'm going to end this one for right now. And I hope you all follow along with me and create some beautiful things, and you know, and have fun with it. Just have fun with it. This is repurposing an old book that would actually should have been thrown away a long time ago. So I don't feel bad about it at all. In fact, I feel like I am creating something pretty that I can leave out and enjoy and love, and that book's going to be loved for a lot longer. You know, it'd been around a long time, but now it's going to be around a lot longer because I'm using it for another purpose. And that's my feeling about it. If you have a problem with, you know, the tearing up the old books, you're not going to want to do this, but that's okay. There's lots of people that do, and there's people that don't. And, you know, we each have our own ideas about things. And so, but yes, I feel like I've saved it from the trash, and this was my book, but it had set up in my cabinet and had just withered away. And there's no telling where I got it. I could have got it at a, you know, in a box full of stuff at a garage sale or you know, wherever. It's not like it was a cherished novel edition. So anyway, thank you all for being with me and helping me start this series, and we will call this our one-page altered books. And I will make a playlist of each one that I do, and so that you can follow along in the playlist uh, at any time you want to go back and review or whatever. They will be there, and if I make any more, all of my new videos will be in the playlist, so you could see what I've got. So that's what you need to do to start. That's going to get us going. And I'm going to figure out how to keep this from being so close to the camera, because I have, you know, it's really, and this board on the back is really working well. So you might want to do that if you have a really old book. And anyway, that's it for today. And I will see you tomorrow with another video. Love you bunches, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't subscribed to me, please do in the link below, and ring that bell for some notifications, and join me on my Facebook group if you would like. Inspired Art on Facebook, and I will see you soon. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.